Hey guys, and welcome to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Alright, awesome. So, who really doesn't know about Ocarina of Time? I usually explain the game a little bit at this point, but it seems like that would be a little bit redundant, I think. If you haven't heard of this game, or seen it, or anything like that, then you have definitely been living under a rock ever since it came out, because it's one of the most popular games, pretty much, well, I don't know if I'd say of all time, because I'm sure, you know, it gets beaten out by some, but it's definitely very, very popular, and that's because it is a pretty great game. As far as the Zelda series is concerned, I would say right now it's probably my favorite, but that's one of those things that kind of just, you know, depends on what day it is. Sometimes I'm just feeling Majora's Mask a little bit more, or, you know, something like that, but either way, yeah, it's definitely a great game, and before we get into it, we might as well go ahead and clear up a couple of things. This will be a 100% run, meaning I'm going to be getting all the heart pieces, all of the golden Skulltulas, all of the equipment upgrades, and, you know, pretty much everything else that you can think of I'll probably be doing. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're standing on that. The intro here is about over. If I let it go too much longer, it's going to cut into some spoilers, so let's go ahead and cut it off there. And select our file. As you can see, all my stuff's already taken up because I play this game a lot. And they only give you 3 files. There's my practice file, which has everything. Awesome. So, we need to erase something. I say we get rid of our link file that hasn't really done crap. Nope. Yeah, you can also probably tell by now that this is on the GameCube collector's disc. So that's what I'm playing that off of. It gets a little bit better quality than the N64. I do actually own a cartridge for the Nintendo 64, but this one honestly just looks a little bit better, so I'm definitely going with that one. And also, before we start, I also kind of want to just throw out there that don't try to argue with me on how things are pronounced, because to be quite honest, I really don't care. I say Deku, I say Saria, I say Lake Hylia, you know, stuff like that. And that's just what I'm gonna do. So other people pronounce other things different ways, and that's cool. You can pronounce it how you want, but don't, like, you know, leave a bunch of comments saying, oh, you're saying it wrong, it's pronounced like this, because I really don't care. The same thing also kind of applies to proper enemy names, but anyway, let's quit talking about all that stuff and make us a file here. A lot of people probably like to put in their own names or, you know, something like that to, you know, be called here, but I think we should just stick with Link, because that's kind of the traditional thing, and that sounds right to me. So, there is our file. Let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna have a pretty long opening sequence that most people are probably familiar with. In the vast, deep forest of Hyrule, long as I served as the guardian spirit, I am known as the Deku Tree. The children of the forest, the Kokiri, live here with me. Each Kokiri has her own guardian fairy. However, there is one boy who does not have a fairy. Navi, Navi, where art thou? Come hither. Oh, Navi the fairy, listen to my words, the words of the Deku Tree. Dost thou sense it, the climate of evil descending upon this realm? Malevolent forces even now are mustering to attack our land of Hyrule. For so long, the Kokiri Forest, the source of life, has stood as a barrier, deterring outsiders and maintaining the order of the world. But before this tremendous evil power, even my power is as nothing. It seems the time has come for the boy without a fairy to begin his journey. The youth whose destiny it is to lead Hyrule to the path of justice and truth. Navi, go now, find our young friend and guide him to me. I do not have much time left. Fly, Navi, fly! The fate of the forest, nay, the world, depends upon thee. Oh! I always loved that. I always thought that was awesome. Alright, so Navi flies here into the house of the boy without a fairy, and she is a fairy, so I guess he's now a boy with a fairy. Awesome.
Hello.
Hello, Link. Wake up! The Great Deku Tree wants to talk to you. Link, get up! Now, 5 more minutes, come on. Hey, come on! Can Hyrule's destiny really depend on such a lazy boy? Hey, everyone's lazy deep down inside, alright? Cut the kid a break, man. It's early morning. You finally woke up. I'm Navi, the fairy. The Great Deku Tree asked me to be your partner from now on. Nice to meet you. Yeah, you too. The Great Deku Tree has summoned you, so let's get going, right now. Alright, give me a minute, jeez. Okay, so here we are in Link's place. We now have control, and we can run around in circles all day if we want to. There's a whole bunch of stuff around that isn't really useful to us right now. We'll explain pretty much all of it as we get into it, but for now, I say we just go ahead and make our way out and into the Kokiri Forest, Link's starting town here. Awesome. So Kokiri Forest is inhabited by a bunch of kids here, all of which have fairies and wear green clothing and sometimes have green hair. Yahoo! Hi, Link! Oh, well, this chick seems to know me, so let's go talk to her. Alright, so, yeah, we have a few things, I guess, that might be worth talking about in case, for some strange reason, you've never played this before. We have L targeting in this game, Z targeting in the original. You can do, like, little strafes, you can jump to the side, you can backflip, you can roll forward, and you can also adjust your view that way. C up puts you in first-person mode to look around, and does a few other things with the C buttons, but we'll get into that later. For now, let's talk to this chick right here. Wow, a fairy! Finally, a fairy came to you, Link. Wow, that's great news. I'm so happy for you. Thanks, I didn't know it was a big deal. Now you're a true Kokiri, Link. Is that right? The Great Deku Tree has summoned you. It's quite an honor to talk to the Great Deku Tree. I'll wait for you here. Get going. Go see the Great Deku Tree. Okay, fine. Yep, so this chick here is Saria. I don't think it's been explained. She's pretty much been Link's friend throughout his entire childhood, so she's pretty important. And Navi occasionally will bug us and tell us to press C up to talk to her, and she'll pretty much just restate our objective every now and then. And it's that kind of thing, along with her annoying, hey, listen, sort of thing, that kind of has a reputation of being one of the more annoying characters in video game history. Personally, I don't really mind that much, because I don't pay that much attention, but... Alright, so we've been summoned by the Great Deku Tree, and he is over this way. As you can see on the map over there at the bottom right, it's pretty obvious where the big tree is if you look on the map, so I need to be heading over there, but there's some guy blocking us who won't let us through. Hey, come on, man. Move aside. Hey you, Mr. No Fairy, what's your business with the Great Deku Tree? Without a fairy, you're not even a real man. What? You've got a fairy? Say what? The Great Deku Tree actually summoned you? What? Why would he summon you and not the Great Mido? This isn't funny. I don't believe it. You aren't even fully equipped yet. How do you think you're going to help the Great Deku Tree without both a sword and shield ready? What? You're right, I don't have my equipment ready, but if you want to pass through here, you should at least equip a sword and shield. Sheesh. Alright there, Mr. Pushy. Yeah, so this guy is not going to let us through until we are equipped with a sword and a shield. So that's kind of our first little side objective here. Awesome. Alright, so the shield can be bought here. If we check out this little sign, it says this is the Kokiri shop. So as we try to walk in, this chick's gonna talk to us here. Hi Link, look this way. Look over here with L and talk to me with A. Yeah, that's kind of demonstrating L targeting. Another very handy feature you can use when fighting and talking to people from a distance. So yeah, you can always do that. If we head into the store, we can see we've got a couple things to buy here. The shield is what's on top of our list at 40 rupees, so we're gonna have to make some money. Thankfully, money can be found pretty much laying around everywhere, so that is pretty good. Let's see, we can jump across these things and get 5 rupees. There's another 5 all the way up there if you want to go around. And there's a bunch of bushes and stuff, so pretty much where we need to be heading at this point is just over here. The sign might tell us something. Forest Training Center. Don't recklessly cut signs. Read them carefully. Well, we don't have anything to cut them with, but... Alright, I think we can also like, jump off of that. Yeah, and get some rupees. I always thought that was pretty cool. Alright, so we need to be heading in here, I believe. Hole of L. Let's go through the small hole. And it tells you how to do it. Yep. So we stand next to it. The action command up there turns to enter. So we press it and go on through. And this is kind of a little maze where we're going to actually be picking up our sword. So that's some good stuff. Let's crawl on out. Oh, camera's stuck. Alright, there we go. Yes, I know how to L target. Yeah, these are pretty much just a big bunch of tutorials. I mean, we are just starting out, so it's kind of assuming you don't already know all of this. But yeah, we pretty much just want to be going around and avoiding the big boulder, and we can pick up a few rupees, but when we go over here, there's a giant chest. We read it, and it says, nothing related to the chest. Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and open it, see what's inside. Awesome! We got the Kokiri sword on the equipment subscreen. Select it with the cursor and equip it with A. This is a hidden treasure of the Kokiri, but you can borrow it for a while. Be sure to practice with it before you really fight. Pretty much. Alright, so we can press start and go into our menu here. As you can see, we've got a few different screens. Here's the map, which is pretty much limited to the forest for now. All of our quest status stuff, which is going to get filled up as we go through the game. Here's our equipment. As you can see, we can equip the sword. I don't know why that picture of Link is so, like, pixelated. It looks really bad, but whatever. And then here's where all our items are. Of course, we don't have any yet, so there's nothing in there, but that will all be filling up soon enough. Alright, so now we have the sword. I think we need to get out of here first, though. So let's crawl on back through the hole, and we are now halfway done with obtaining our equipment. Alright, crawl faster, buddy. There we go. Alright, so now we can use our sword with B and do some awesome little attacks. We can do spin attacks, we can do jump attacks. Cool. Alright, we also want to be cutting up these bushes. This is another way to get some money. So we can just keep doing that. They usually don't drop a whole lot. You can also cut signs, which is pretty cool. But and if you cut this one, you get 5 rupees. Oh, okay, yeah, there it goes. You have to cut it, like, vertically or something. I don't know. Alright, we're at 35. We're making pretty good progress. I guess I could go get that one up there, but I don't know. That's such a trek. I don't want to go all the way up there. We could, I think, go into this house over here, I believe. The House of the Twins. We can head in here, and there are some pots laying around, and we can pick them up and throw them, and they have rupees inside. One of these should have a blue rupee. Yep, there it is. Oh, well, I didn't know you were in here. Are you okay with this? My sister took some rupees and went shopping at the store that has a red roof. Tee-hee. Speaking of rupees, a green one is worth 1, a blue is worth 5, a red is worth 20. Yeah, we know. Okay, so there we go. We've gotten our 40 rupees, and we can now buy the shield. Awesome. Oh, wow, I didn't know you got 5 rupees for that jump. That was kind of cool. Okay, so let's go in, and real quick before we run out of time, go ahead and buy the shield for 40 rupees. So let's buy it. And there we go. We get the DQ shield. Switch to the equipment subscreen, select the shield. Yeah, we know this. Press R to crouch and defend. If you press R while L targeting, you can move while defending. Alright, no, I don't need to buy anything else. There's a few other things on display here I guess we can show real quick. We got some DQ nuts, throw them to stun your enemies. DQ sticks, you can use it as a weapon, but it'll break. And we've also got some arrows here, which we're not going to be able to use arrows for a long time. That's kind of cool that they're here already. Seeds that we'll be able to use in a little bit, and of course recovery hearts in case you're low on life. All of that stuff we're going to be getting out in the field, so it's not really worth paying for at this point, but... Alright, so, let's see. We can go and do the Deku Tree stuff right now if we want. I'm actually going to be making a little bit more money off screen, and we're going to go get our first equipment upgrade already. That's kind of something I like to do with games, is sort of get like upgrades as soon as they're available to us, and sometimes that can put off dungeons a little bit, but maybe it might kind of make for a different progression than you're used to seeing here. But anyway, we're about to run out of time, so in the next part, we are going to be getting our first equipment upgrade and then going to see the Deku Tree. So until then, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.